Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Buckeye Weekly Podcast. I'm Tony Gerdeman here, as always, with Tom. How's it going?
Oh, Tony, it is our favorite kind of show. It is a breaking news show, and it's our favorite kind of breaking news show. It's a transfer portal breaking news show. And Tony, it's our favorite kind of transfer portal breaking news show. It's a someone is coming to Ohio State and not a someone is leaving Ohio State breaking news transfer portal show.
And to add on top of that, Tom, it is an offensive lineman, which the Ohio State fans have been clamoring for. Any lineman, please just come. Anybody, we'll take them all, is basically the cry on Twitter. And today the Buckeyes got a commitment from Minnesota redshirt freshman right tackle Phillip Daniels. Has played in every game this year, started 3 games, I believe, including a Penn State game. So he has faced some legitimate talent and was expected to start next year for the Golden Gophers. So this is certainly a hit for them. He, like I said, he's played every game this year, made his first career start against Illinois, and then also started against Rutgers, and then got to face Penn State and got to face a little bit of Abdul Carter, but a lot of denied Dennis Sutton as well. And he's a big boy. He's a 6'5", 305-ish. And Tom, he's also an Ohioan.
He is out of Cincinnati Princeton High School, and he's someone who I know Mark at the time was kind of pushing and thinking Ohio State probably should have offered him, and they didn't end up doing that, so we ended up going to Minnesota and spent a redshirt year and then played a little bit this year, as you said, started 3 games. This feels like more, this is not a guy who you're bringing in like a Seth McLaughlin who's been a multi-year starter for Alabama or something like this. This is a little bit more of the Josh Simmons kind of transfer, offensive line transfer, where second-year guy, still kind of growing, still kind of developing, but you figure he's kind of done some of the groundwork. Because the first year of an offensive lineman's career in college, you really assume you're not getting anything out of him. And even in the second year, it's usually kind of a developmental, getting you ready kind of year. So now you're potentially getting Phillip Daniels at a spot where, okay, now he's maybe ready to step in and do more. Josh Simmons had been kind of a starter for San Diego State, but hadn't had a great season. When he got to Ohio State, that's kind of that third year when you typically expect a guy to maybe take a little bit of a step forward. So Daniels is probably more of a right tackle than a left tackle than like Josh Simmons was, but it's certainly someone who is coming in at a time when you might be ready to see him take that next step.
Yeah, I had MAC offers in high school, but also offers from Minnesota, obviously Purdue, Boston College, Pitt were the biggest offers that he had. He was a 3-star prospect. The 24/7 composite had him as the number 25 player in Ohio in the class of 2023, the number 64 interior offensive line prospect in the nation, and the number 770 player overall. And we know the Buckeyes need offensive linemen, only signed 3 so far in the 2025 recruiting class. I don't expect Phillip Daniels to be the last guy they go and get in the portal. And I would also say that just because somebody's not in the portal right now doesn't mean they won't be in the portal. There's constant conversations going on with agents and their players, basically, because agents hear all. They know all. They're reaching out. There will continue to be more players entering the portal in this window and also in the spring. And that's just the way it's going to be. So keep in mind, Ohio State, they got Josh Simmons in the spring, and they're going to continue to work. And boy, it's a good thing they got him in the spring. And so they will continue to look for guys here. Now, you're talking about Ohio State losing 4 starters on the offensive line, both of your offensive tackles, unless they can somehow lure Josh Simmons back. Going to be losing right tackle Josh Pryor, going to be losing left guard, left tackle Donovan Jackson, Josh Simmons, Seth McLaughlin. There is definitely an opportunity to start here at right tackle for Ohio State. And there won't be anybody with the kind of experience of Daniels, except for, like Austin Sierveld, Tegra Shabola. Would they move out to right tackle? Would that be a possibility. And I think they'd like to shore up the middle as best they can with what they've got. And then whether, because I think you would agree with me, Tom, like Phillip Daniels is most likely a right tackle.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
also think what can Ian Moore do next year as a redshirt freshman? Can anybody else step up and emerge kind of like Austin Searveld did this year? So this makes them deeper. Do you think they have their starting right tackle, though?
I think you probably have, if, you add Daniels to the roster now, I think you probably have the starting right tackle on the roster somewhere. It's probably Daniels based on the fact that they're taking him, and, who knows? You've got George Fitzpatrick. You've got Zen Michalski, who's played a little bit, and he played left tackle this year. That doesn't mean he couldn't kick over to right tackle and be their best option at right tackle. You've got Ian Moore, who's, I would guess, my baseline assumption is always third year for an offensive lineman to be a good starter. And Ian Moore has been out there more than you would typically see with a true freshman tackle. So that's encouraging. But you'd probably like to see another year of development from him before you're really relying on him as a starter. If he wins the starting job, great. But I'm with you. I think they go in the portal and probably at some point and try and add a left tackle or add another tackle. And then you sort of figure it out and someone's going to play on the left side. If you can find a true left tackle in the portal, like, fantastic. You are not the only team looking for a true left tackle in the portal. There are probably roughly 125 of the 134 FBS teams looking for a true left tackle in the portal. So maybe you can be the most compelling offer the guy gets, but there's going to be some competition there. But if you just look at, could it be Tager Shabola? Sure. Could it be Daniels? Sure. Could it be Zen Michalski? Sure. Could it be Ian Moore? Sure. Could it be George Fitzpatrick? Sure. Could it be DeAndre Armstrong? Sure. I mean, you've got options there at tackle. One of them is going to be okay to be your right tackle, certainly. At this point, if you're bringing in a guy like Daniels, my assumption is you're looking and going, he's probably the best option at right tackle because the depth is great, but if you don't think the guy is going to start for you, you're probably not bringing him in. So that alone makes me think that might be your early leader for the starting right tackle position.
Yeah, you can go grab a backup in the portal at any point. It shouldn't be your first add. He should be trying to add a starter. And so you would hope for Ohio State's sake that this is more Josh Simmons, Seth McLaughlin than Victor Cutler. Mm-hmm. And if I recall, Victor Cutler I think he was their first transfer there, and it certainly didn't work out. This one, I know there was a report about Isaiah World, the Nevada tackle, on his visit or in talking with Justin Fry, that Fry mentioned guard, and that apparently didn't go over well. I will also say, in terms of Phillip Daniels, he has played guard, so hey, maybe that'll work out. But certainly they need a couple of tackles, and maybe they're halfway to having that done. So there you go. Phillip Daniels, your newest Ohio State Buckeye, a transfer from Minnesota, the early clubhouse leader now to start at right tackle by the simple fact that Ohio State went out and brought him in. So there you go. If you want to hit the thumbs up on the YouTube before you go, we would appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified because we'll be dropping videos like this for about the rest of time, given what is going on in the state of college football. And of course, continue to find us at BuckeyeHuddle.com, where we will be talking about all of it. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys later.